Joanne Defay's just such a tough customer. If you lose focus, if you take your eye off the ball, she'll make you pay for it. Gilmore looking to back up that 6.33 now. 28 minutes remaining. Whips into that first turn. Just had amazing long rail calves throughout her run so far. And again, she leans into that maneuver to rack up a second score. This is on its way to being a sensational number, and really paying attention to finishing off this wave well. Great variety so far as she drifts that tail and does hang on for the finish, gets the completion.
Unbelievable. I mean, now momentum is definitely with Steph, and we talked about having that low seed, the 4 or 5 seed, building momentum through the heats, and it really feels like to me that's exactly what Steph is doing.
Checking out the women's bracket for the Rip Curl WSL Finals. It's been set with the first match. 22-year-old Carissa Hennessy looking for her first world title, going against Stephanie Gilmore.
Stephanie Gilmore has a shot to go for an 8th world title, but you'd have to add it's a long shot. She's coming in as the lowest seed.
She has a huge road ahead of her as number 5. She will have to serve at least 5 heats, which is stamina, mental strength, being able to go out there and put it all together.
Every world title is harder and harder to reach, and this one will be the hardest for sure. But at the same time, this is the cards that I've been dealt, so I'm going to use this opportunity to try and get that 8 because it's a good number.
Rolling in now, late takeoff for Gilmore. Going for her first turn. Clean hook. Throws down a loose down carve as she slides out. Reese is out in front. This Costa Rican is fired up. She's looking comfortable and feeling pressure-free. Time for Gilmore to respond. 7-time world champ loses control again. Steph Gilmore waiting to break a severe combination with 13:20 on the clock.
Steph straight up started shaky, and it was almost like it was mirroring what happened last year.
The opening ride of the Rip Curl WSL Finals goes to the 7-time world champ. She'll slide out on her second turn. Some speed down the line and another disconnected maneuver off the top. What a massive win for Joanne Defay over Stephanie Gilmore. A huge upset.
All of a sudden, she got a wave and she was back in the heat.
Priority with Gilmore, and she needs it. Now off the bottom first turn, a big forehand swoop. And lays into the lip line again, and she will shut this one down. 7.93, just like that, breaks the combination.
With a minute to go, a wave comes through and Steph just rips the bag out of it.
It's all coming down to Steph with now 18 seconds to go.
We're standing by for the last score of Stephanie Gilmore. She needed a 6.40, a 6.83.
Stephanie Gilmore does it. Her hope for an 8th world title continues.
I just paddled back out and I was like, it's not going to go that way again. Just do what you have to do, make it happen. But, I was just like, I'm not losing this heat again.
Steph will have only a short rest before she takes on Tatiana Weston Webb in match 2.
I started surfing when I was about 9 years old or 10 years old, and I just fell in love straight away. Finished high school in 2005, and then I did the QS full-time in 2006 and qualified for the World Tour straight away in my first year.
Gilmore won her first world title in 2007 as a rookie, the only competitor in WSL history to win a title in their first year.
From the very beginning, I always thought, why would I want to aim to be in the top 10 when I just want to win? I want to be a world champion. And then before I knew it, I was like, I had 3 or 4 world titles.
Stephanie Gilmore is now a 7-time world champion, tied for the best of all time with Lane Beachley.
In her youth, Gilmore changed women's surfing with a new aggressive, technical, and stylish approach. Today, the generation of women she's inspired is her biggest challenge, and Steph couldn't be happier.
I hope to leave my mark on professional surfing in a way that is just encouraging for young women to get out there and go surfing. There's so many young women in the water now, and could only hope that I was able to inspire and encourage a lot of young girls to get out there and have a go and try surfing, whether it's competitively or not. And what's next after 7 is 8. I'd love to win 8 world titles. You know, it's going to be an incredibly tough journey, but anything's possible.
Pink jersey, Tatiana Western Webb.
With these two women matching up, there's a lot of recent history, and dare I say it, there's electricity that crackles under the surface when these two ladies do battle.
Gilmore's legacy will already go down as the most influential female surfer in history, but today, she is vying for a feat that will define her as the greatest of all time.
Tatiana Western Webb winds up off the bottom, chops off the top, building up some speed, eyeing the lip. Another hook off the top for Western Webb. Looking left here, Tatiana Western Webb. Big carve straight onto the rail. Big snap right behind that. A lot of momentum going to Tatiana Western Webb.
Steph been put on the back foot again, Capo, yet to answer back. There's a lot on the line for this woman.
Steph Gilmore banks it off the top there. Tapered walls, roundhouse back into the white water. And the rail work that we have grown accustomed to from Steph Gilmore. A couple more snaps on the inside or the finish.
Steph right now just kicking her way out to the back. All day she's been so focused.
Live action here with Stephanie Gilmore. And Gilmore getting busy.
Here we go, Kat.
It's an 8.3. Steph Gilmore turns the heat at the 10-minute mark. Steph Gilmore moving on into match number 3.
Just keep pushing. That's kind of it, you know. The conditions really suit my surfing out there today, and see how far I can go.
Earlier today, they weren't easy. They weren't walkthroughs. She had to work very hard to get through those heats and keep that head strong. So right now, the fantasy is coming to life for her. It's becoming a reality.
For Gilmore and her title hopes, every heat is a must-win.
This is a lot of pressure, but I feel like now that she's got the confidence, we could see her go all the way.
Stephanie Gilmore getting things started here. She's had some slow starts. She wants none of that here in match 3. Whips into that first turn. And again, she leans into that maneuver. This is on its way to being a sensational number.
She's building momentum. This is a way better start than she's had in her first 2 matches. She's going to get her best number maybe of the day.
As she drifts that tail and does hang on for the finish, gets the completion. It's going to be a big number.
To carve through that maneuver and not lose it, impressive. She's going to have a very big advantage right now in this heat.
8.83, and she has left Joanne Defay with a lot of work to do. She has a great backhand approach. That's how she's claimed the majority of her championship tour wins. As she brings this one through to the inside, gets a nice clean finish there. One of her better rides now. As we see Gilmore now. Dynamite first turn, draws up into the pocket again. Really starting to place these turns and commit to these maneuvers. Putting on a masterclass. Her style, her approach, it's regal. It's timeless.
No, it absolutely is, and we love it. And she's going to head into a title match and go for an unprecedented 8th world title.
I feel like I'm just getting better. Each heat's getting better and better. Making good decisions now. A couple wobbles in the start, but yeah, just conserving energy, and I'm so pumped. Let's do this.
Look forward to that title match. We'll let you prepare.
2 of the greatest. Carissa Moore versus Stephanie Gilmore in the final matchup for the 22 season.
I'm happy that I've been in it's kind of coming over and it's doing that steep thing.
Now the entire season comes down to this title match. Between the 2 most accomplished, skilled, and influential surfers of this era.
Exactly, just look for that steep part.
Yeah.
And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the who will be your 2022 world champion. In the orange jersey, give it up for 7-time world champion, Stephanie Gilmore! And your #1 seed, reigning back-to-back champion in the Hydroplast leader jersey, Carissa Moore! Your title matches are on!
This is without a doubt the biggest match in women's professional surfing history. And the one who raises the trophy at the end of the day will be the greatest.
Finally getting a start here. The Australian Steph Gilmore, big forehand hook. Drills it again, perfect. Carving work for Steph Gilmore. 8.33. What a way to kick off this heat. Carissa Moore lining up her first turn against Gilmore. It's a quick top turn wrap.
Having to sit and watch your opponent all day just go from strength to strength and not let that get to your head, you know, she's just probably thinking, well, I really need to be on.
Steph's just gone to that next level. She's really reserved something in the tank for these final matchups. So you just watch this woman and she's just pushing harder and harder as she's going through the motions.
Now she has a 6.67. Carissa needs a 10 to take the lead on this wave.
Just finding that little bit of a warm-up from Carissa. We have seen Steph kind of figure out the conditions and really surf into rhythm.
Time is against her in this first title match. Stephanie Gilmore has just taken the first match.
Carissa did this last year. She lost the first one and she came back super strong, so I'm sure she'll do that again, but I'm feeling good.
And they're loving your screen. I just was like, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It's more just like...
There wouldn't be Carissa without Steph and vice versa. You know, they wouldn't be the world champions they are if they didn't have each other motivating each other.
Thanks for inspiring me so much.
Carissa, in my mind, she's the best female surfer, and I think that she deserves to be the world champion. I don't know, it's like I had that in my mind and I had to push that to the side and like, no, I want it too. I want it really bad, and I want to apply myself in a way where I can make it happen.
I have 5 world titles, and when I was a little girl, I'd never think I'd have 5 world titles. So I'm pretty satisfied, but that doesn't mean that I don't want it and I don't want to continue pushing my own levels. 7 world titles from Steph, 5 world titles from Carissa. They've never really had to surf off against each other for a world title in the past. I don't think I'm really as focused on the number of world titles that I want to continue to get.
I definitely have my heart set on number 8.
I loved everything about that last day. Yeah, let's just go get this one.
Time for title match, heat number 2. Stephanie Gilmore favored with 1 win. If Carissa can get back in this, it will force a 3rd match.
Here we go, Steph.
Really pushed the rail of the water, and right behind her, Carissa. Oh, we get the answer back. We love
Carissa's going to throw down a turn right in front of Steph. Sprays her a little bit there on that last one. Steph Gilmore, as she'll swing off the top. Tight jam there. Wraps it again. Plenty of wall to work with. She'll jam it off the lip. Nice transition into the forehand hook. Stephanie Gilmore drops an 8 as she's hoping for an 8th world title. Carissa needs to move now to salvage her season.
It's now or never. It's like the whole season comes down to this.
Needs more on this inside section. Lays into it. Gilmore, beautiful first turn. Wraps it. Carissa with priority needs a 7.88 to keep her season alive.
Oh, she missed it.
Oh, she missed it. She missed it. No, she missed it. Stephanie Gilmore, fans, here we go. Look at this. Finish it, Big Larry.
What?
Stephanie Gilmore, she holds the record to herself, officially an 8-time world champion.
Rip Curl WSL Finals champion and 8 world titles. Stephanie Gilmore, you are a weapon.
Stephanie Gilmore is the 2022 world champion and now holds the record for the most surfing world titles by a woman with 8. At this moment in history, Gilmore can be called the greatest of all time.
The shortest season, but the longest year of my life. To start with such a shocker in Pipeline, just gonna crawl my way back into the card. There really is not many words that can describe this feeling right now. To come all the way from 5th and just grind it out all the way to the final, to sit there and battle it out for a world title against her was the greatest moment in my career. I don't think I've ever won a world title sitting in the water.
She's in the history books yet again. 8 world titles. That just sent another shockwave through the whole women's tour. You know, Stephanie's back in a huge way. She is still full force Stephanie Gilmore.
I've won a lot of titles in different ways, and this, to be honest, was the best win I've had.